Hello. Okay, so I'm sitting here in this chair and I'm wondering, so many different black people have amazing, amazing solutions to solve problems within various black communities, right? So, what is the problem? Why can't we implement these solutions? And then, boom, slavery comes to my mind to lend me some support. And it pretty much reminded me that during slavery, we had a group of black people in America, right, who were stripped of everything down to the white meat, okay, literally and metaphorically. And because of that, they, through blood, sweat, and tears, decided to fight because they recognized that they didn't have anything else to lose. Okay. And then when I remembered that, and I said, peace to the ancestors for, helping me recall that. When I remembered it, when it came back to mind, I was like, wow, there it is. That's the problem, right? Everyone, including myself, we are so comfortable in our own separate lives, okay? Hey, honesty, a moment of clarity, okay? Hear me out. We're so comfortable in our separate lives. We have our own money. We have our own places to live. We have our own cars. We have our own weed. We have our own laptops. We have our own onions, turnips, green peppers, and red peppers. We have our own face masks, our own juice, our own notebooks. All right, I'm just pointing out things that I have around me at this point. But you understand what I'm saying? We have our own, right? And because we have our own, that dire need, that nigga, I'll do anything for it, you know, is kind of gone on the level of survival and surviving in the world. And when I mean in the world, I mean in the 3D, the three-dimensional world. You understand? And these comforts all came from our oppressor. Okay? Now the oppression that occurred for the slaves is no longer the oppression that is happening for the new slave. Kanye West told us about this. And I think, I mean, I saw right through it, but I think it went over a lot of people's heads because the song was so dope, you know? But it's like for the old slave, you know, they took away everything that they had physically. They stripped them physically and found out how strong these people's minds were, right? So after the war, after the fight in the South, they went back to the drawing board and tried to figure out how to go about directing these new slaves. As I mentioned before, the old slaves, they attacked their three-dimensional physical world, but at the time, it wasn't doing anything but making their mind stronger. Now, after trial and error, they're going straight for the mind. Okay, straight for the mind, because through attacking their mind, they will self-destruct, and they understand this now. So how can I make this present day picture a bit more clear? Let's dive a little deeper into the past, right? America was founded by white people. After the war was won and black people were free, right? We did not, we really didn't integrate with anyone, really. We really became more employees for America. We didn't, black people, we honestly weren't given a jurisdiction. We weren't given dominion over any land, over any type of anything. We continue to create nations within an already existing nation, which is America, right? Now, if we aren't making nations within America, we are being hired to operate America's existing operations. Therefore, we actually asked and were accepted by America to kill us, actually, to be honest, when you think about it, because America has never changed its goals, its intentions, or its ideals. So it is only appropriate for black people to still, I mean, it's not appropriate. It's not, but it only makes sense to the average unevolved mind to still ask for freedom. Because deep down, you know you're not free. You know that you joined an organization called America just to be an insubordinate. Black people did not join America to create our own schools, our own businesses, our own banks, our own police forces. This idea was taken out. That idea was shunned. They shut us down from all of that. We got involved with theirs. We let them hire us. We begged them to hire us. We never begged them to change their policies or their ideals and what they stand on, because that's impossible. How can you? If $1 billion corporation was built on bullshit, how can you tell them to change? You want a part of it, don't you? This is how they got their money, right? So it is completely understandable why black people in America are still struggling. Now, most importantly, I say all of this to say this. Listen very closely to me to hear what I'm about to say, okay? We stand comfort all the things that the oppressor took away from the old slave. The money, the cars, the clothes, the egotistical nature of thriving in capitalism. We stand comfort. We went back and we got it, right? And we brought it back. Today, black folk have never looked better, never smelled better, never ate better. My Lord, the clothing that these Negroes be wearing nowadays, the augmentations to the body that these Negroes are making nowadays, they are phenomenal. Unnecessary, but they are phenomenal. Unlike things I've never seen before. Never thought that we should be dealing with. However, in going back and getting all those things, we've neglected what the old slave has always held on to, and that is the mind. The old slave, while they saw their oppressor strip them from everything in this three-dimensional world, they held on to other dimensions. They thrived in other dimensions. Dimensions that couldn't be touched or fucked with. The new slave only used their two eyes to see. I'm going to share some more poetry this coming Monday. Stay tuned. And send me poems too. I like to read them.